Next item, number 11. Marie blank by leaving Poland and traveling to France to enter the Sorbonne. A. Challenged authority. B. Showed intelligence. C. Behaved. D. Was distressed. And E. Answer not available. The given statement is located at the second paragraph of the passage, and the clue word there is the word defiantly. Marie challenged authority by going to study at the Sorbonne because Warsaw's university did not admit women. The passage indicates this challenge by describing her defiantly leaving Poland for France, like she was defying authority. The passage does not indicate she showed intelligence or behaved or was distressed or upset by her move. Therefore, the answer is letter A. Next, blank, she remembered their joy together. A. Dejectedly. B. Worried. C. Tearfully. D. Happily. D. E. Irefully. The statement is located at the third paragraph of the passage, and the given term there is despondently, and clue words heartbreaking, anguish. A synonym for despondently is dejectedly, meaning sadly, with despair or depression. The passage indicates this by describing Curie's emotional state as one of heartbreaking anguish over her husband's sudden accidental death. She is not described in this passage as worried by her memories or recalling them tearfully or happily or irefully, like angrily. Therefore, the answer is letter A, dejectedly. Next item, her blank began to fade when she returned to the Sorbonne to succeed her husband. A. Misfortune. B. Anger. C. Wretchedness. D. Disappointment. E. Ambition. We can recall the statement from the fourth paragraph of the passage. The closest synonym for the feeling of desolation or despair described in the passage is wretchedness. Misfortune or ill fate or luck is not as close. Anger is a separate emotion from desolation. Disappointment is also different from desolation, meaning feeling let down rather than hopeless. Ambition is drive to succeed or accomplish things. It was not Curie's ambition that faded upon returning to the Sorbonne, but her depression. Therefore, the answer is letter C, wretchedness. Next, number 14, the last item for the second passage. Even though she became fatally ill from working with radium, Marie Curie was never blank. A. Troubled. B. Worried. C. Disappointed. D. Sorrowful. E. Disturbed. We can find the statement in the last part of the given passage. And the word there, or the clue word there, is the word disillusioned. Disillusioned means disappointed. It does not mean troubled, like concerned or disturbed or worried or anxious or sorrowful or sad or disturbed. Therefore, the answer is letter C, disappointed. Let us read the third passage. Mount Vesuvius, a volcano located between the ancient Italian cities of Pompeii and Herculaneum, has received much attention because of its frequent and destructive eruptions. The most famous of these eruptions occurred in 79 AD. The volcano had been inactive for centuries. There was little warning of the coming eruption, although one account unearthed by archaeologists says that a hard rain and a strong wind had disturbed the celestial calm during the preceding night. Early the next morning, the volcano poured a huge river of molten rock down upon Herculaneum, completely burying the city and filling the harbor with coagulated lava. Meanwhile, on the other side of the mountain, cinders, stone, and ash rained down on Pompeii. Sparks from the burning ash ignited the combustible rooftops quickly. Large portions of the city were destroyed in the conflagration. Fire, however, was not the only cause of destruction. Poisonous sulfuric gases saturated the air. These heavy gases were not buoyant in the atmosphere and therefore sank toward the earth and suffocated people. Over the years, excavations of Pompeii and Herculaneum have revealed a great deal about the behavior of the volcano. By analyzing data, much as a zoologist dissects an animal specimen, scientists have concluded that the eruption changed large portions of the area's geography. For instance, it turned the Sarno River from its course and raised the level of the beach along the Bay of Naples. Meteorologists studying these events have also concluded that Vesuvius caused a huge tidal wave that affected the world's climate. In addition to making these investigations, archaeologists have been able to study the skeletons of victims by using distilled water to wash away the volcanic ash. By strengthening the brittle bones with acrylic paint, scientists have been able to examine the skeletons and draw conclusions about the diet and habits of the residents. Finally, the excavations at both Pompeii and Herculaneum have yielded many examples of classic art, such as jewelry made of bronze, which is an alloy of copper and tin. The eruption of Mount Vesuvius and its tragic consequences have provided everyone with a wealth of data about the effects that volcanoes can have on the surrounding area. Today, volcanologists can locate and predict eruptions, saving lives and preventing the destruction of other cities and cultures. Number 15. Herculaneum and its harbor were buried under blank lava. A liquid, B solid, C flowing, D gas, E answer not available. We can see the given statement in the second paragraph of the passage. And the missing term there is coagulated. Coagulated means solidified. Letter A, liquid, is an opposite of solid. Letter C, flowing, assumes a liquid, not solid state. Gas is another opposite of solid. Three states of matter, like volcanic material, are liquid, solid, and gaseous. Coagulated means solidified. Therefore, the answer is letter B. Next, number 16. The poisonous gases were not blank in the air. A, able to float. B, visible. C, able to evaporate. D, invisible. Or E, able to condense. The statement given can be found in the third paragraph of the passage, and the missing term there is the word buoyant. The passage indicates this by indicating that the gases therefore sank toward earth. Buoyant means able to float. The passage indicates this by indicating that gases therefore sank toward earth and suffocated people. Buoyant does not mean visible or possible to see. Able to float or buoyant does not mean able to evaporate. Evaporation means turning to vapor, which only liquids can do. Gases are already vapors. Buoyant does not mean invisible or unseen. Able to float does not mean able to condense, like turn from vapor to liquid. Therefore, the answer is letter A, able to float. Next, number 17. Scientists analyzed data about Vesuvius in the same way that a zoologist blank a specimen. A describes in detail, B studies by cutting apart, C photographs, D chart, or E answer not available. The given statement can be found in the fourth paragraph. And the missing term there is the word dissects. Dissect means to cut apart for study. It does not mean to describe in detail like letter A, or to photograph like letter C, or to chart a specimen like in letter D. Therefore, the answer is letter B. Next, number 18. Blank have concluded that the volcanic eruption caused a tidal wave. A. Scientists who study oceans. B. Scientists who study atmospheric conditions. C. Scientists who study ash. D. Scientists who study animal behavior. And E. Answer not available in article. The statement given can be found still in the fourth paragraph. And the missing term there is meteorologists. Meteorologists are scientists who study atmospheric conditions, particularly weather. Scientists who study oceans are oceanographers, like marine scientists. Scientists who study ash do not exist as members of a separate discipline. Climate scientists and many others concerned with its effects study volcanic ash. Scientists who study animal behavior are ethologists or animal behaviorists and do not study ash. Therefore, the answer is letter B. Next, number 19. Scientists have used blank water to wash away volcanic ash from the skeletons of victims. A. Bottled. B. Volcanic. C. Purified. D. C. E. Fountain. We can find the given statement in the fifth paragraph. And the term there is distilled water. Distilled water is purified water. Distilled water is not equivalent to bottled or volcanic or sea or fountain water. Therefore, the answer is letter C, purified. Next passage. Conflict had existed between Spain and England since the 1570s. England wanted a share of the wealth that Spain had been taking from the lands it had claimed in the Americas. Elizabeth I, Queen of England, encouraged her staunch Admiral of the Navy, Sir Francis Drake, to raid Spanish ships and towns. Though these raids were on a small scale, Drake achieved dramatic success, adding gold and silver to England's treasury and diminishing Spain's supremacy. Religious differences also caused conflict between the two countries. Whereas Spain was Roman Catholic, most of England had become Protestant. King Philip II of Spain wanted to claim the throne and make England a Catholic country again. To satisfy his ambition and also to retaliate against England's theft of his gold and silver, King Philip began to build his fleet of warships, the Spanish Armada, in January 1586. Philip intended his fleet to be indestructible. In addition to building new warships, he marshaled 130 sailing vessels of all types and recruited more than 19,000 robust soldiers and 8,000 sailors. Although some of his ships lacked guns and others lacked ammunition, Philip was convinced that his armada could withstand any battle with England. The Martial Armada set sail from Lisbon, Portugal on May 9, 1588, but bad weather forced it back to port. The voyage resumed only July 22 after the weather became more stable. The Spanish fleet met the smaller, faster, and more maneuverable English ships in Battle of the Coast of Plymouth, England, first on July 31 and again on August 2. The two battles left Spain vulnerable, having lost several ships and with its ammunition depleted. On August 7, while the Armada lay at anchor on the French side of the Strait of Dover, England sent 8 burning ships into the midst of the Spanish fleet to set it on fire. Blocked on one side, the Spanish ships could only drift away, their crews in panic and disorder. Before the Armada could regroup, the English attacked again on August 8. Although the Spaniards made a valiant effort to fight back, the fleet suffered extensive damage. During the 8 hours of battle, the Armada drifted perilously close to the rocky coastline. At the moment when it seemed that the Spanish ships would be driven onto the English shore, the wind shifted, and the Armada drifted out into the North Sea. The Spaniards recognized the superiority of the English fleet and returned home defeated. Let us answer item number 20. Sir Francis Drake added wealth to the treasury and diminished Spain's blank. A. Unlimited power. B. Unrestricted growth. C. Territory. D. Treaties. E. Answer not available in the article. We can find the given statement in the latter part of the first paragraph. The missing term there is supremacy. Supremacy means unlimited power, not unrestricted growth. The passage states that Drake diminished Spain's supremacy, but does not specifically mention diminishing its territory. Drake's raids enriched England and reduced Spain's power. No mention is made of eliminating any treaties. Therefore, the answer is letter A, unlimited power.